Hey guys, it's me, Tommy, and I'm back again with another video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how I recycle this beautiful frontal into this bomb, natural looking sewing. Yes, guys, this is an easy tutorial for you guys. I swear to you guys, you know how to do it when I show you how to do it. So let's just jump right into it. First things first, let me give you the specs on this hair. I am rocking my HairDeLaCreme Nubian Goddess Kinky Curly Hair. This wig was 2 bundles of 16 inches with a 16-inch frontal. I'm going to dismantle and take this wig apart, and I'm going to turn it into a sewing, guys. So first things first is you're going to put your wig onto your mannequin head, and that way you can, I think it's easier when you put on the mannequin head. That way you can see the tracks a little bit better, you can see the thread a little bit better, and you can disassemble it. I'm using my X-Acto knife to take my wig apart. Words mean things. Take my wig apart, and the reason why I like to use an X-Acto knife is because it's nice and sharp and it has that nice sharp edge. That way you can actually get to the thread. Scissors is kind of hard because sometimes you can't really get the thread, but when you have something that's really, really sharp, like an X-Acto knife, you can use a razor also, but that's really scary. But the X-Acto knife actually gets to the thread. You can just pop it out, and look, there's no damage to my frontal whatsoever. So I can put that to the side and recycle it for another time. Next, I'm going to do the same thing using my X-Acto knife to pull my bundles apart. I've recycled this hair so much, guys. It's just like, that's what you do. I mean, who has time to buy new bundles when you have great bundles that you can just reuse all the time? This clip I'm showing you guys, I'm just putting away the top part. Remember I told you guys I'm rocking 2 bundles. So the top part is going to be put to the side, and then the bottom portion is going to be put to the side as well, so I know the difference between the two since this hair was already layered out. So after I take those bundles apart off my wig, now it's time to sew it on. I'm showing you guys my braid pattern. If you guys want a detailed tutorial on how I do my braid patterns, I definitely will show you guys how I do that and how I connect my braids. Just leave a comment below, let me know. So that's my braid pattern. I connect all of my hair together so it's into one single braid, and I'm going to be using a weaving cap instead of a weaving net to use as a base to my sewing. Purchased this from my beauty supply store for $2.99. Here, I'm going to be putting my hair fertilizer onto my head. I love this, guys. It stinks so bad, but it's so good for hair growth. And the reason why I have it in a plastic bottle is because of the tube that it's in. It doesn't really last that long. So what I do is I squeeze the contents or the product out of the tube and into a plastic bottle, and plus it's better application. As you can see, I can get to my scalp, I can massage and rub it in, and then I'm going to put my wig cap on top. Now with the wig cap, you're going to get some excess on the top. Don't worry about that excess, you can always sew over it. So right here I'm showing what the excess is. You just tuck it in and you can just sew your tracks right on top of it. So that's the bottom base right there. That was the bottom portion of my wig. I'm going to go ahead and sew that one on first. And the way that I like to sew my curly hair is I like to sew sort of in like a U form or a C form, depends on which way you're looking at it. So that's how I'm going to do it. And my first base, this is the reason why I love using a wig cap instead of a wig net, because I can just sew right onto the elastic band and it doesn't give any tension to my actual hair. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to split my thread in half so I can get my first base, and then I'm going to go ahead and just sew along. So as you can see, I'm splitting it in, and then I'm going to sew it onto the elastic band only, just going around the wefts. Now the first one, when you're tacking it down, you can go through the wefts, but after that I definitely would suggest to go around your wefts. That way you get less shedding. With curly hair, your hair sheds anyway because you're doing so much styling to it and you're constantly washing it. So you don't want to add to the shedding by sewing through your wefts, so please sew around it. And the reason why you see me struggling is because I'm trying to get through the elastic band here. Versus like making a wig, when I tell you guys don't sew through the elastic band, you can definitely do that because it's already on your head. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm sewing through the elastic band. It helps get the tracks closest to my head, and I'm just going to continue to sew around my hair. Once I get to the top, another tip is to not cut your tracks, because that also causes shedding also, and then you can't really recycle your hair. So I am not going to cut my tracks until I get to the top to do the ivy flip over part. But here I'm just showing you guys that I'm just going to fold over my tracks. I'm going to keep sewing along, just tacking the hair down at each fold. If you're doing a sew-in with curly hair, please, 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 please sew really well, because you want your style to last for a very long time. So if you need to go over that one fold over and over again, keep doing it, especially when you get to the end of your tracks. Tack it down as good as possible. That way it doesn't lift. Another tip is to add some long bobby pins to help secure your wefts down. When I make my mannequin head, I like to use T-pins to push it into my canvas head. But when I'm doing a sew-in, I want to make sure that my tracks are laying. So what I do is I take bobby pins and I help tack down the track, or keep the track down as I'm sewing along. Again, I've been rocking this hair since January, off and on, and it's just given me so much versatility. A lot of people don't really have the budget to go out and keep buying new wefts over and over again. So I'm just showing you guys different ways you can recycle your hair. Now that my first bundle is complete, I look like Shona from The Last Dragon. So that's my first bundle. I'm gonna show you guys the spacing that I do with my curly hair. I like to leave a lot of spacing because with curly hair, it tends to get really, really big. So I leave a lot of spacing at first, and then once I'm done with my install, if I have any leftover hairs, then I'll go inside and I'll fill in the blanks. So that's one thing about me, because sometimes you tend to think like, oh, I need 3 bundles, or I need 4 bundles with kinky curly hair, but kinky curly hair gets really big. Right here, I'm just showing you guys, I'm just gonna go back and forth when I'm doing my second bundle. But yeah, so leave that spacing out, and I'm showing you my edges too, but leave that spacing out when you're doing a curly sew-in, and then just fill in the blanks after where you need to fill in. So here I'm doing my second bundle. Like I said to you before, I'm going horizontally across instead of doing a U, because I want to create that rectangle that Ivy does to do my flip over. Again, still have not cut any tracks as of yet. I'm still going ahead and just going back and forth, just to help so I can recycle this unit, the sew-in once I take it out. Now I'm finally cutting my tracks, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack the hair accordingly for the flip over method. So I'm going to go horizontally across my head, and then I'm going to go vertically back. You choose the side you want to do the flip over at. Since I like having my hair go towards my right side, that's where I want my flip over to be. So that's where I'm going to do. So the side where you want the flip over to be is the side that's going to go horizontal or maybe vertical. So going from the front to the nape of your head. And then the side you want to hide the flip over would go from the front to the back, or the back to the front, if that makes sense. So as you can see, you can tell what side I'm working on, which is my left side. That one is going from side to side, so it's going to be going vertical, if that makes sense. And I'm going to keep going up, and then that's where I'm going to flip over my hair. Another thing too, I wear a headset at work, so I usually wear my headset on my left side, so that's where I really want the flip over to be. So I'm showing you guys that I'm tacking it down on that elastic band, making sure it's nice and secure. And of course, I like to watch and listen to my fellow YouTubers in the back. So in the back is a tutorial from, I think her name is pronounced Charlion Patrice. I'll link her video below because she actually slayed in that video. So I'm always learning, especially when it comes to frontals. I am not a pro at frontals, so I'm always trying to learn. So I'm constantly watching YouTube videos to just teach myself on how to do that. And she actually slayed this video, so I'm gonna put that tutorial below so you guys can check it out. But here I'm just showing you guys that I'm taking my time to tack down that edge, and I'm sewing onto the elastic band just to give my my hair less stress. I don't want, like when I take my sewing out, that my hair is like falling out because I just put so much stress on my hair. Now, unlike Ivy, she actually cuts each track. I'm just gonna fold first and then cut. That makes no sense because the track is not gonna be big, but I still do that because I don't want too much cut tracks in my head, because that just causes a lot of shedding, and I don't want my install to start balding out because it's shedding so much. So I'm just gonna fold right there, and then I'm going to sew the way back to the front. Then I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna do the same thing until I get to the top. Always remember when you're tacking it down, just make sure you tack it down really, really, really good. Especially in the front, just make sure that you're sewing on pretty good, because that's the front that you don't want, you know, the part you don't want to just look a mess, because that's the part people can probably see the most in the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that track, and then I'm going to continue to sew along and to just do the same thing until I have my little square on the side to start sewing backwards. Obviously, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, but it's always good to explain it as well. So remember, if you want your flip over to be on the left side, you're going to stack it like going from your ear up, like I'm doing right here on my left side. If you want it on the right side, you're going to do the same thing I'm doing here, but do it on the right side. That way when you flip it over, you don't really see it. So as you can see, it's really hard to see my tracks when I'm pulling it back. That's what gives you that illusion. If you want to check out Ivy's method to see, maybe she explains it better than me, I will also link that below. Or you can easily do a search in YouTube, Ivy flip over method, and you can see it. So right here is that little box that I have left when I told you I'm going to be going from my nape to the front of my hair, stacking it that way. That kind of hides the illusion, and that's the way she did it. She also upgraded her flip over method the way she did it, where she was just constantly just stacking it. I can try to do a sew-in that way so you guys can see it as well, or you can just check her video out. Again, just type it in the search bar, you'll be able to see it. But with her, she cuts her wax. With me, I'm just going to keep flipping over as much as I possibly can. So I'm just going to keep flipping it over until I'm done tacking it up to the front. And that's basically it. I think with having 2 bundles in my hair, it took me about maybe 2 hours to do this. I have that little space right there. I should have put a track there, but I'm like, my hair's pretty thick in the front, so I'll be able to hide it. But I'm just showing you guys how it looks in the front. Super, super natural. And then obviously I'm going to take my natural hair out to blend with it. So this is the final look. This was day 1. I'm going to show you guys how it looks day 7. With my hair all blended in, the hair is washed and detangled and conditioned and just looking so bomb. And this is the way it looks. So again, the clip that you saw me doing the sewing, that's on Sunday. Actually, this clip right here is from yesterday when I was styling my hair. And I love the versatility of it. You can pin one side back with bobby pins, get that nice chic look. Yes, yes, yes. Or you can actually pile it up on the top and do that half up, half down method with it. Just make sure you have enough leave out, and just excuse my edges because who has time for that? Or you could just rock it the way it is in a natural sewing. I love the way it looks. I did a poll on Instagram, and the majority of you guys thought that this was my hair and not a sewing. So I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any suggestions on the next tutorial, please leave it below, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget to shop HairDeLaCreme.com and use welcome to save 10% off your first purchase. All right, bye guys.